like that, gang. I just know how we get, and when it's that, gang, I know what we gonna do for sure, gang. Not saying we can't, not saying we can't lose, we win. I ain't saying all none of that. We just willing to take it there every time, win, lose, or draw.
For sure. You don't never be a point like when a motherfucker get tired of that shit though. Like as far as like just dealing with that shit every day.
Yeah, hell yeah, for sure. But like on Mick, hell yeah, for sure. But it be like this on Mick, yeah, we this what it is. Like we motherfuckers so deep in this shit, gang. Like it'll take a drastic turn for a motherfucker to just say like I'll fall back type shit.
For sure. Like when like what keep a motherfucker in it? Do it usually is it like your environment, your situation, or is it just like what you deal with, what you been through, what you lost, shit like that? Like what keep a
Yeah,
motherfucker?
I feel like for me personally, shit, I feel like it's like that shit. It's in me like some shit. It's shit that happened a long time ago that changed who I was as a person, and it got to the point where it was like it ain't no turning back. Like it's that.
So, do you feel like if you never experienced whatever that situation was that happened, like you wouldn't be in the shit as deep as you is, or like feeling the way you
Oh
feel?
yeah, for sure, on bro, for sure, yeah, for sure.
So
I'm
like when
smart
it
as hell on Mick. I excelled in school. I did good in school on Mick. Right? I was decent in sports, all kind of shit.
okay. So like when it come to like having kids and shit like that, like what would you recommend like to keep a shorty out the streets? Do you think like the environment play a big part, or like
Hell
is it?
yeah, for sure, for sure. Like I got a son on the way, and hell yeah, that your environment played major part. And I feel like if I walked out my house every day and I seen niggas in my face with $100,000, $50,000. I seen these niggas get this 50,000, 100,000 selling drugs. This all I seen. I'm gonna feel like shit. That's the way I gotta get this shit. So I'm gonna get out here that way now. If I'm coming out my house and in my neighborhood, I'm seeing motherfuckers making that same money, but they doctors and they lawyers. I'm inspired to be that because that's what I see around me. So I'm thinking this the way to do it.
Yeah, it's like it show you it's possible once you see somebody
Yeah,
doing it.
bro. So hell yeah. So your environment play a major role. Like if this all the shit. Don't get me wrong though. Don't get me wrong. Your environment don't necessarily define who you is or define what your life could be though. You could definitely overcome and beat the odds game, but just majority of the people don't.
Yeah, you gotta want more. You gotta seek more. You gotta keep looking for it till you find the
You know,
type
man.
shit. Like
On game for sure.
so,
On
like
game.
how do you feel about the war in Chicago though? Like what you feeling as strong as you feel about how you feel about things. Like if you had the power to end the shit, would you end it?
If I had the power to end that shit, like end it how? Like what you mean by like see like everything see like can't nothing happen no more or like would I just put forth the effort to fight for it to happen type shit?
Shit, even that, I, I would ask like, are you even willing to put forth the effort? But like the original question was more so like if you just had the power to make that shit happen, like kill this
Oh
shit.
yeah, if I could, yeah, for sure, hell yeah. If I could snap my fingers and say like stop all this shit, everything will stop. Yeah, hell yeah.
It seemed like the only answer down there be like for motherfucker to move or some shit to get away from certain things. Cause it's like,
On game, it's moving like motherfuckers seeing other shit. It's like when this all the motherfuckers seeing at the time. That's all the motherfucker knowing. So a motherfucker thinking like you got certain motherfuckers who thinking this gonna be their circumstances forever for life. But like when the motherfuckers start venturing around and going other places, motherfuckers start realizing like it's bigger than Chicago. It's bigger than this shit. Like motherfucker can do more in life and be more in life.
hell yeah. Especially once you
So I feel
start
like if a lot of
seeing this shit.
motherfuckers was able to venture around and get out of this environment and go other places, I feel like that'll change motherfucker perspective on shit and motherfucker probably live a different life. Some motherfuckers will go a different route.
Do you feel like once motherfucker deep in that shit and then they get exposed to that shit, it still can like affect them in a good way and change that shit?
Say that again.
Do you feel like somebody that's deep in this shit, say somebody that's doing everything in the streets, anything you could think of type shit, like say they get
Right.
exposed to some whole other shit where they see like they could live like different, they could do this, they could make money this way. Do you think opportunities like that will change people like that too, or you think they are still be
Yeah,
on
for
what they?
sure. Hell yeah. I mean, shit, it damn near did. It's motherfuckers who was like that, who done did everything under the sun in the streets, and they didn't, they didn't got on, they didn't got a deal or something. They didn't change the type of shit they do day to day. Like they don't do that kind of shit. They doing other shit. So hell yeah, for sure it can be done. It's been done.
Okay. So like, how serious would you say like you take the music shit right now on
Shit,
like a
I take that shit
scale of one
music.
to 10?
I take that shit serious, like shit 10. Like I've been doing music for a long time. I really just got out the joint like 5 months ago. I just did 5 years, but I really take that music shit serious.
What got you inspired to do it?
Oh, make I don't even. It's crazy. Like I don't even remember like what really made me even want to start writing the raps. Okay, I just know. I remember I spent the first time I wrote some shit. I had spit it to my brother, and then after I spit it to him, he told me I started spitting it to everybody, and everybody was saying like, yeah, that shit you like that, you gotta motherfucker gotta get in the studio. And I started believing that shit. The more I heard it, the more I believed it, and the harder I started to go. And it's like that shit real pain too. Okay, and that's another thing on Mick. When I It's like I listen to a lot of artists, and when you listen to some artists, you feel what they saying. It's like you feel it. Like it be niggas like when I'm listening to YB, I'm feeling like everything this nigga saying. Or I'm listening to Polo G, I'm feeling words they saying. When you listen to certain rappers, you feel that shit. Like you like this shit real. You know what like this ain't no fake shit. Then you hear some rappers who you be like, yeah, this shit cap. Like I can just listen to it and tell like, nah, he ain't coming like that type shit. But when a motherfucker listen to my shit, I take pride in my music because I'm really living like that. Like this shit I'm really doing. Like I ain't bragging on nobody work. This like what I put in my music, this shit really happens.
You had mentioned earlier you had did 5 years. You could speak on like what that situation was for.
Yeah, I got charged with a couple charges. I got charged with attempted murder, armed robbery on one case, and then on the other case I had attempted robbery and armed burglary. And then while I was fighting that shit, they had tried to put a murder on me. But they threw the murder. They ain't really hide shit. They really was trying to scare me really to plead. No, they ain't really hide shit. They threw that out, and they threw everything out, and I pled guilty to one case, and I pled guilty to my armed robbery and shit.
How old was you when you got arrested for all of that?
I, I was I think I was 15. I was 15,
Yeah.
and I got booked. I got booked in a different state too. I ain't even get booked in Illinois.
So how was it for being 15 with all that weight on your shoulder, just all at once type shit? Like, what was your mental
That
like?
shit was in. I was like, I was 15 in mind you. I was fighting my shit in the adult jail. I wasn't no juvenile. I ain't fighting no juvenile. None of that. I was fighting adult. But that one my first bid though. Prior to that, I had actually before I caught that shit, I had literally just got out for 2 attempted murders. Literally. Then I probably was out for like 3 or 4 months. Jesus, right back. And that dude. So
Yo,
I was already kind of accustomed to doing time a little bit. So it wasn't really no shock to do the time. It was just a motherfucker started seeing them numbers like they weren't playing. But at the end of the day, this the life I chose, so I was willing to accept my ramifications. Same time, life chose you too, though. We ain't choose this shit. Don't make though. Don't make.
when y'all say like it chose y'all, like in what way?
Like shit, like I told you, shit. I ain't just the streets one like my first thing to jump to. Like what, I'm finna be in the streets. Fuck it, I'm out here type shit. No, it was like shit. I tried to be a normal kid. I played basketball on a real basketball team. Like I'd have been a part of real like program organizations. Like I try to be a good kid. It's just like circumstances get bad. Like OG can't pay rent. It's hard OG to pay rent. It's hard. No motherfucker don't. You move and you can't even stay in the school long enough to really become friends with motherfuckers or shit happening in your daily life, like you seeing your homies, your real blood people like dying to gun violence. So you like, I'm trying to do right, but it's like, damn, like this shit, what the fuck? So that's when motherfuckers say like this shit chose me. It's like that's what it was. That shit chose me.
So would you say that shit like real like stressful dealing with all that shit?
A little bit, yeah. But okay. We be on drugs so we can cope with this shit, man. Okay, bro, we be high as hell, nigga. Like that's it seems like when I'm sober, like I get out my character the most. It's weird. Like usually when you sober, you that's when you usually your best self type shit. But it's like when I'm sober, that's when I'm the most angriest, the most depressed. You know what I'm saying? Then when I get out the drugs, that's when I can actually kind of enjoy myself a little bit. So I do that shit, so I don't even gotta cope with reality for real. Like I really try to run from reality. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I be weak and try to run from reality. I ain't naive to what's going on either though.
For sure. So like, do you feel like doing that cause other problems too? Like, just been out the drugs like that?
Hell yeah, for sure. That shit cause conflict with just like yo relationship with your homies. Like me and my homie, we get into each other. We talk shit all the time. We'll fall out. Well, we have an argument. You know what I'm saying? Because we all drug. We all feel the same. We all going through the same shit. We feel the same pain. So we end up bugging on each other. But we understand what each other going through. So we don't never let it get too far. We always make that shit right.
Well, you ever
But that
try like therapy or shit like that, or you feel like that shit don't work?
Yeah, bro, yeah, it's crazy. I did anger management. I did anger management, and I had a therapist on Mick. I used to when I was in when I was talking about when I had my two attempts when I was locked up. Then I had a therapist, and when I got out, I was like 13 or 14, and she was seeing when I was getting out. I tried that shit.
You
That
say
shit
you
didn't really work. It was too much talking for me. Like too much talking about shit that's bothering me. I feel like if it's bothering me, I feel like I should be able to talk about it when I'm ready to. I don't feel like I should have to talk about it this day at this time type shit.
yeah. You say you got out when you was like 12, 13?
No, no. I say when I seeing my therapist when I first started like seeing a therapist, I was
Ah.
like 13.
So how old were you when you actually like caught your first case type shit?
Yeah, like OT. I was young as hell down there. Like, dang, I was stealing cars and shit out there, and it was like 11, 12.
How was it taking cars back there? Like, did you know what you was doing, or you just doing anything?
Yeah,
Whatever.
hell yeah. That's exactly what we was. And even before motherfucker was stealing cars, we was even 10, 9. We bad as hell. We in grown folks beef. Like we fighting. We doing a little bad shit that normal. It's
Yeah.
like part of the Chicago. On gang, we done been out of on man. Motherfucker, when motherfucker was kids, OG might live here, cousin them might live over there, auntie them might live over there. So we had spent time there, and.
Well, so being that young into all that shit, like, was it easy to get away with this shit, or did the police like recognize you was on your ass too?
It was it wasn't even, I don't know, I ain't even gonna say it was easy to get away with. It was more like it was. I know me personally. I used to always think like, what's the worst that happened to me? I'm a kid type shit. Like what's the worst you can really do?
So you already knew.
I ain't like I'm telling nobody. I'm only stealing the car.
So you already knew like the consequences for, or you just figure like since you a kid that ain't gonna be.
No, I always knew what the consequences could be behind my actions. But it's like, you weigh out the good and bad. I weigh it out like shit. I'm at the end of the day, I'm 11 years old. I'm 12 years old. Okay, I took a kind of joy roll with it. I ain't really committed no serious crime. So I'd be like, you know what? That's a risk I'm willing to take. Type shit.
So what would you say like it would take for like you and your crowd, you and your homies to change our lifestyle? Like what would be needed? Like what would be the perfect ideal situation type shit?
We wanna win. We wanna deal. We wanna get signed. We wanna get out the trenches. Shit, motherfucker, take us to get out the trenches. We gone, shit. Get our people out the on me.
Bro, take bro them out the trenches and shit, folk gonna make, but we'll never leave the trenches.
This shit, yeah, bro. The trenches gonna be forever. Like motherfucker ain't gonna never like just stop ever coming to this bitch. But that'll get a motherfucker to switch up what they do day to day, live a little different. Motherfucker come back here when it's time to. A motherfucker got something,
When I'm out on the shit, I don't even feel the same like when I be in the rack. I love the rack. The rack better than anything gonna make. I love where I'm from. Like, I'll never leave the rack. Like if I do leave the rack, I ain't gonna stay gone too long. I'll be right back in this.
Shit.
Yeah, I think that's how it be for most people. Like everybody know that lead the city, they then be back in that bitch.
On T, on game.
I be feeling like ain't
That be because at the end of the day, like as fucked up as Chicago is, this still a beautiful city. So
like Dirk said,
this city lovely. I ain't gonna lie, like it's fucked up shit happening in this motherfucker, but a motherfucker can really enjoy that stuff in the city if they doing it the right way.
Crazy, because in the trenches, that's where you feel the safest for real, no cap.
Yeah, like a lot of tourists and shit, they be scared to come to the city, and I be trying to explain to them like, if you really look at what everything going down at, you don't supposed to be there anyway. Like,
Right, exactly. On TV.
bro, like you would be good for the most part. Like, yeah, something random could happen. You could randomly get robbed. That could happen anywhere though. But like 9 times out of 10, you be good. You just don't do too much.
On game.
Be
Cap
regular.
on, man.
Like,
On
if you
TV.
if you going out of town and you got your jewelry on, you don't know nobody, something might happen to you. Like, like that's
That's it.
anywhere
But
though.
motherfucker gotta realize that's anywhere though. Like that ain't even just Chicago.
Yeah, but you ain't finna just be no regular civilian walking around downtown. I mean, it could happen. It'd be kids doing little goofy shit, but that's just like random shit.
Yeah, it could definitely. It's the thing about Chicago. Ain't no telling where it might happen. At. It can
Yeah.
really happen anywhere.
The what's it called? Wrong place, wrong time. On my diagram, that shit for real.
But like 9 times out of 10, it would be good you come to the city. Just
For sure, hell yeah.
do
It's all
tourist shit.
about where you going. If you know it's areas you shouldn't be in, then don't go in that area type shit.
Like, if you look at what really be going on, you hear about a lot of stuff going down in other cities when people go out of town. Like, I don't really
Yeah,
hear about stuff happening to people when they come here. It be people that
on
be
TV,
from
no
here.
cap though,
Like,
no cap. I
you
know
know,
exactly what you're talking about.
there don't be no rapper come here, then, oh, he got shot at a show. Like,
Yeah, on TV, bro.
damn, I had some